around with some stuff. We're gonna see if I can get the game time synced up so you can try and watch at when I'm watching or just know generally where I'm at. So you see that little square up there, something like that. Weird little rectangle that's flashing different stuff. I think I have that lined up for where the Kraken Sports Network little score bug has the time. So when the time is up, that should have it covered. I guess it's more like here. Trying to get it. Right there, that thing. So that thing should be lined up with the clock on the score bug for the Kraken broadcast. Obviously, I can't show the full stream at all, but I think I can get away with showing just the clock time. So we'll try that. Hopefully that works. And if not, we tried, and we'll go back to how we've been doing it for every other stream I've done for the last 3 years now. Minus last year, I didn't really do any streaming, but welcome in. Anybody who's in here already. Not too many just yet, but that's all right. Probably a small crowd tonight with, I'm sure people got a lot going on with family and stuff like that, so I'm not expecting a big crowd. That's fine. We'll just kind of hang out here and do a little stream. Enjoy one last game here as the Kraken try to finally win a second half of a back-to-back against the Kings. Now, I will say the games that I have streamed, 2 of them so far have gone pretty well. We had the crazy last-second goal against the Blues, and then the last one was the comeback win against Chicago. So both teams that you kind of felt like the Kraken should probably beat, but made it interesting, and both of them turned out to be very interesting, fun wins for the Kraken. So hopefully the win trend can continue, and we know that these games against the Kings, especially in LA, can get a little interesting at times. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, this should be getting going here anytime now with the game. Sure, my stream will be like a little bit behind, but we're not quite at 7 o'clock yet, and then they'll still do the national anthems and all that stuff. So we're still got some time before we're gonna probably end up getting the puck drop here. Probably 10 minutes or so before puck drop. But welcome in, welcome in. Might have to turn this down a little bit. Put it like here. Try and figure out where I can put my... Anyway. How's it going, everybody? Got a few people hopping in here. The game should be getting started here in just a few minutes. Kraken at Kings. Last game here for both teams before, obviously, the NHL 3-day Christmas holiday break starts tomorrow. So Kraken will be out for 3 days and then back at it with another back-to-back on the other side of Christmas. So we'll be making up for some lost time in some games that they had some breaks in November that they'll be making up for, and they'll definitely be making up for those in January, where they have a equaling league record 17 games in January. So yeah, lots of games for the Kraken coming up here after the start of the new year. For the Kraken, coming into the game, not great news on the injury front. Vince Dunn, after taking that nasty, scummy, dirty hit from Ross Johnston in the previous game, is out for this one. Not a terribly big surprise after he took that dirty hit to the head and then also hit his head on the ice. He's also favoring his shoulder, so maybe, yeah, hard to say what the injury is. Something upper body, I think it's somewhat safe to say, and that's all they would really tell us if they were going to say anything. But yeah, Dunn out for this one. Montour still out. McCann still out. Catton still out. Matt Murray still out. Yeah, the Kraken are dealing with some injuries. And obviously Marchment traded, so Kraken 2-0 in the post-Marchment era of this season. Marchment with the Kraken for all of, pretty much 2 months. Everett and JT Brown on the call again. Getting going here pretty soon as I think they just finished up national anthems and will be getting puck drop any second now, or maybe they're just getting to the national anthems now. National anthems. National anthem. Neither one of these teams is Canadian. I don't know what I was. I mean, it would be kind of nice if the Kraken, if we could, Seattle could just become part of Canada. I wouldn't mind that too much, but. Let's go, Kraken. That's not how you spell Kraken. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're getting started here. I'm hoping that the score bug thing, I'm like, a part of me just wants to get the game started so I can check to see if this little cube, not cube, little rectangle I have is actually lined up with the time. It would be kind of nice if it was. I've tried before to get this to work, and it had not worked in the past, and it took. I use OBS to stream, and it was a surprisingly big pain in the butt to get that all cropped up and make that work. But we'll see if it works. Seattle. Oh, Catton's back. All right, never mind. So Catton is back, but Piper talking about how they expect Berkeley Catton to be back in action as he's literally standing right behind her. Not that she knows that, obviously, but Catton just kind of over here, like, oh, yep, I expect to be back in action as well. So, yeah, Catton back. The defensive end obviously taking a big hit with Dunn and Montour both out. So, it sounds like Riker Evans is going to jump up onto the other side of the Larson pair. And then Cale Fleury hopping in as well. So, we'll probably get like Fleury Mahura and then Alexiak Montour, or not Montour, Alexiak, Lindgren, and Larson Evans, which is certainly is a blue line. That certainly is a blue line. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this one goes, but I guess it is what it is. But good to see Berkeley Catton back. We'll see. I don't know exactly where they're going to have him lined up, so we'll check that. I'm assuming we'll still see the first line together. That would be Kakko alongside the Beniers and Eberle pair that have been together pretty much all season. And then, I mean, I'm hoping that we see Catton on one of Wright's wings, get like Wright, Catton, and Newman or something. It'd be a young line, but I'd love to see that, and I'd love to see them get a bunch of ice time. I'd really like to see Wright get more than the like 11 and a half minutes he got last night. All I can say is that this team better be ready to throw some meat mittens tonight. The only deterrent we had was Vince Dunn. The others had better be ready to protect themselves. I mean, Ty Cartier is me more than happy to probably protect himself as well. Cartier's still out there. I think Melanson will be willing to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, Dunn. I mean, it's kind of we're seeing it now with Montour out. There's a reason that it's not ideal to have your most eager to defend themselves or their teammates players be also your top players, because you got Dunn hurt himself going after Sillinger to defend Beniers a couple of years ago. Montour has most recently hurt himself going to the defense of Marchment, who then got promptly traded. So, it's nice to see that leadership, but it would also be kind of nice to just have someone else be willing to do that. I mean, that'd be kind of the role of like a Ty Cartier. Jacob Melanson, now he's on the fourth line. I don't know if Melanson will get the start in this one. We'll see. We'll see who ends up out of the lineup for Catton. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Melanson, but looks like we're getting going here probably after this commercial break, and we should be good to go. Then we'll get one last R&R before the 3-day break. So I'll have a little bit of work to do tomorrow. It'll probably be another one. The R&R for this game will probably be out sometime around noonish tomorrow. Same as it was today. It'll be a somewhat late night, and then yeah, tomorrow I got to figure some stuff out still for tomorrow actually. Figure something out. We'll figure something out. Well, let me know what you guys think. I will. Sorry, I'm just kind of spacing out there for a second. I will say after the last game, I saw a lot of, we'll call them homery takes from Ducks fans. Just straight up delusional Ducks fans that somehow thought that Ross Johnston. I don't know, I was thinking Jacob. Yeah, delusional Ducks fans that for some reason were convinced themselves that not only did Ross Johnston not lay a dirty hit on Vince Dunn, that he didn't hit Dunn in the head, which he clearly did, and then that he was fully within his rights to sneak up behind a smaller Cartier and try to sucker punch him towards the end of the game. But, I guess Ducks fans haven't really had reason to watch a whole lot of hockey over the last few years, so maybe they just haven't. And they're just getting used to it again. But here we go. Getting started here. Phoenix Copley in net for the Kings. And, of course, with Grubauer having started against the Ducks, that means Decord in net for the Kraken. The Kings also coming, their second half of a back-to-back for both teams. The Kings just lost to Columbus the previous night, giving up 2 power play goals to Mason Marchment nonetheless. Yep, I was right about that. All right, here we go. Puck is about to drop, and then I'll get to find out if my little score bug thing is working. Here it comes. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Let me know. All right, we're going. No, I don't think it's working. Boo. Oh, there it is. Yay! All right. All right, big shot there. We're getting into the game. No shots on goal yet. That one was an attempt, kind of a flub shot there as the Kings get the puck down into the Kraken end. Tolvanen fighting for it. Does get it loose, but it goes right to another Kings player. Shot on net, blocked in. Tolvanen has it coming out the other way into the neutral zone. It's Tolvanen and 3 Kings as the Kraken roll a change behind Ellie. Kings will get it back in their own end and start another breakout. No shots on goal yet. A couple blocks for the Kraken so far. Beniers a bit of a breakup there in the neutral zone. Beniers another one. Gets the puck. Sends it back. And this is, a pairing of Lindgren and Cale Fleury. As Eberle now has the puck down behind the net. Try to get to Beniers, but that's broken up and the Kings are back out the other way. 3 Kings. Yes, exactly. They're going for the 3 Kings there. That makes does that make Ellie Tolvanen the savior? I guess they would be going to visit him, not try to take something from him, so maybe that doesn't quite work. John Hayden should be called up. Healthy scratch, Yanni Newman. And I don't want to see Yanni Newman healthy scratch personally. Okay, so we got Wright with Catton and Winterton is the line here. I didn't see who is the center of this line. Nice pass there from Wright. A nice little pass back. Catton wasn't quite expecting it, so that ends up back into the possession of the Kings, who now bring it back through center ice. A little dump in will be sent back out, back in possession of the Kraken as the two teams just kind of pass it back and forth across the neutral zone. Now the Kings in. Shot from well out doesn't make it on net. I think partially blocked on the way. But the Kings now do have it in the Kraken end. Still no shots on goal yet. And we will continue to have no shots on goal as Catton is able to get it out. Wright will dump it in and the Kraken will go off to get a change. You can actually see the time now. 17:15 left on the clock in the first period here. Cartier, the shot from well out, that is again blocked as we remain no shots in the game. Do the Kings get one here as they get down? Nope. That one goes off the side. Looks like Cartier took a hit from behind, but he gets up fine. A clean hit from behind. That's how you just kind of pushed his back down. Whoa! Kings now with a shot on goal. The shot has been recorded just about 3.5 minutes into the game. The Kings with the first shot. Kraken still looking for their first one. As the Kings come through, a little bit of a rush chance here. Shot on. Pretty easy save for Decord. It hits him in the chest and rebound is out of harm's way. The Kraken now poking at it. Try to get it out. They will. Chandler Stevenson through center ice and will dump it off of a King who now takes the puck. Stevenson trying to go get it on the forecheck. Goudreau with it. Up to Mahura. Mahura across. Alexiak shot. Misses. And that will come out the other way. Mahura with it. He'll go across to Goudreau. Then lose it. Turnover. Centered. And big save from Decord there. Wooey. Kemper with a big shot off of a turnover, and that could have been bad. Yeah, just Mahura kind of fumbles the puck. The Kings get the turnover. Decord is able to recover, and the shot, fortunately, was right into his kind of leg area. But a good save there from Decord. 3 shots now for the Kings. The Kraken still looking for their first one, just over 4 minutes into the game. Joey Decord, a .924 save percentage against the Kings is what they're telling us. Career save percentage, .924 against the Kings. Pretty good. So I think what they're trying to tell us is we shouldn't expect another 9-8 game this one. We'll see. We'll see. These teams like to play odd games. Here we go. This might be turned into a shot for the Kraken. It's rubbed out, then a shot. That will be on net. It's Jordan Eberle with the first shot for the Kraken. With 15:26 left on the clock. That one is frozen. We'll get a face-off in the Kings' end. Kraken, 17 straight losses in the second half of a back-to-back. And the Kings have had more than 2/3 of their games decided by 1 goal. That 9-8 game sure was fun to watch, though. It sure was, wasn't it? All right, Lindgren gets to it. It was a wild one. That was also one where both teams were. That was back in the Hackstall Kraken era when both teams. I mean, the Kings still play this way. Played defense first, kind of suffocating the neutral zone, and somehow 17 goals happened between the two of them. Well, here we go. Oh, there we go. Good breakup from the Kraken. Good defense down the middle. And that's kind of chipped in. No, they are going to call that. Wow. That is a generous icing call. So a whistle for send the right line back down. No, maybe it wasn't icing. What did they call there? All right, I'm not sure exactly what they whistled it dead for, but the face-off is in the Kings' end and won by the Kings as they come back out the other way. That was back when everyone on the team was scoring. Yeah, that's true. All right, here we go. Kings into the Kraken end. Good defense there from Uhura to break it up. Cartier will go after it, fight for it along the boards. That comes back out around behind Decord. And the Kraken net as Melanson will get it up and out. Here come the Kraken in. Cartier trying to find a spot. He'll just dump it in as it's... Ben Myers in there. Ben Myers in there fighting for it, but the Kings have it back, and they are going to set up a breakout as both teams get a change. Goudreau out, which means the Stevenson line for the Kraken with Tolvanen on the other wing. And Decord. A shot from across the blue line is an easy save for Decord. He took a second to think about playing the puck, but ends up making the wise decision to just freeze it, and we'll get a face-off in the Kraken end now. So not the most entertaining start, but you know what? That's Kings Kraken for you. Sometimes it is exactly what you expect, and that is low event hockey, and sometimes it's wild. Let's check on some other scores here. We got only other game. Oh, two other games are happening right now. Looks like. Oh no, there's a bunch of games happening right now. Okay. Games that already happened today. Panthers 5-2 over the Hurricanes. Islanders 2-1 over the Devils. Sabres 3-2 in overtime over the Senators. Habs beat up on the Bruins 6-2. Rangers beat up on the Capitals 7-3. Red Wings 4-3 in overtime over the Stars, as the Stars have kind of cooled off here a little bit lately. The Penguins fall in the Dubas Bowl round 2, losing 6-3 to Toronto. And then as far as other games live right now, similar time, about 14:30 left in the first. The Golden Knights have scored first on the Sharks. In the second period, the Oilers have a 3-1 lead in the Battle of Alberta. Avalanche Mammoth, no score yet. Early second period, Blackhawks down 1 to the Flyers, 1-0. And the Wild 2-2 halfway through the third against the Predators. And that is us all caught up. I know you probably could have gone and looked all that up, but you know what? I'm here. And with, 5 shots on goal so far, might as well have something to talk about. So the Kraken sounding like they're Grubauer and Decord are trying to treat them more as a 1A, 1B. Grubauer has been playing very well, and I mean, ideally, this is what you want. It's 2 goaltenders that are playing really well in 1A, 1B type situation, and that's what the Kraken have right now. I mean, originally the plan was to have Grubauer be 1A and Decord be a good 1B, and obviously Grubauer didn't really live up to his contract, and Decord more than did his, so we got the swap, and now both of them are finally playing well. Of course, with a back-to-back, you're going to get one of them anyway. That is played with a high stick, but we play on as the Kings touch it. Back to Evans, who finds way up the ice Tolvanen, but a little bit out of his reach. He's able to get a piece of it, so we play on. The Kings now in. Ooh, Decord kind of awkwardly caught there on the side of the net. Kings circling with it. As we get under 13 minutes, it's 5 shots for the Kings to just 1 for the Kraken, and the Kings cycling it, looking for their 6th. No goals, obviously, yet. Kraken not giving the Kings anything in the middle of the ice, which is good, but the Kings have all the time they want on the outside as they continue to cycle it, looking for something, not finding it. Good play by Beniers there to chip it out and do it so in a way so as not to ice it. Kings are credited with a shot in all that, so shots are now 6-1 Kings. That is not iced. Guess they did get across center. So here's Wright out with it. Wright gets out to Lindgren for a little bit more open ice, and Alexiak tries to shovel it down. Eberle shot! And a pretty good save there by Kemper. Copley, sorry, that's not, yep, Copley. Kemper. I don't know why I was saying it. Phoenix Copley in net. Pretty good glove save there from him as he was able to read the play well. Excuse me. Ugh. But it does count as a second shot on goal, so the Kraken all the way up to 2. All right, here we go. Kings back out with it. So they win the face-off. Kraken not doing a great job at winning face-offs so far in this one, but they do get that one. Here's Winterton with it into the offensive end. He'll drop it for Catton. Catton, a nice move to keep it. He's circling, fires the shot and saved. Seen all the way by Copley. But Catton getting involved with the shot on goal there. A nice little move and then kind of worked his way to the other side. Nice move there. Yeah, he's looking for a moving screen. Nothing really presented itself, and the shot was easily detected there by Copley. But Catton will take the face-off as he is centering. Appears it is Catton centering Wright and Winterton. Shot on, out to the side. Oh, chance there for Wright. Wraparound chance. Another save from Copley. Couple good chances there for Wright. A shot not quite tipped by Catton on the way into the chest of Copley. A nice little flurry here for this, well, it is Cale Fleury, one of the defensemen out there, but for the Catton line. Copley ready for that backhand wraparound from Wright. Alrighty. Here we go. Face off. Hey, won by the Kraken. Shot by Cale Fleury is low and off the pads of Copley. Fought for. The Kings will get to it behind the net. Oh, it's... Yep, Stevenson winning that face off, so that makes some sense. Shot goes well wide as the Kraken have nearly pulled even with 4 shots in that little flurry of action to get up to... Oh, 5 shots. They just got credited with another one, so... All evened up with shots on goal, 6 apiece as Tolvanen picks up a flubbed shot at the blue line. He flubs a shot of his own, but is able to chase the puck down in the corner. The Kraken stick with it for a bit, but now it's the Kings back out the other way. They've got a 4-on-2 opportunity here. This could be bad, but a nice defensive back check there from Chandler Stevenson. Yes, you heard that correctly. Chandler Stevenson with a nice defensive back check to break up that 4-on-2 before it could turn into a good shot on goal for the Kings. And now it's Larson circling around as the Kraken forward group changes across to his partner for the game in Riker Evans after Dunn out for this game following the dirty scumbag hit from Ross Johnston in the last night's game against the Ducks. Fighting for it. It's the 4th line. Evans. Cool, Cartier. Cartier got it to Melanson, and Melanson just missed his first goal. Just missed his first goal there. Good chance there. Just came out of nowhere. Caught Copley a bit off guard, but missed the spot by just a couple inches. Kings work their way back through center ice with the puck. Down the middle, a shot from... way up high is saved easily there by Decord and frozen. So we'll get a face-off in the Kraken end as we get a commercial break. Melanson off the post. He needed maybe 2 more inches, maybe an inch, maybe 2, and that's his first NHL goal. Melanson knocking on the door. That is correct. Alrighty. Well, this is a bit of a measured slow start between the two teams, but it's picked up here lately for sure. Kraken getting a couple of good chances. Of course, the Melanson one going off the post does not end up counting as a shot on goal, but probably their best chance of the game just doesn't count as a shot on goal since it didn't hit the goaltender or go in the net. Technically, hitting the post does not count as on net. It's a weird one, but that's the way it is. I suppose if you did count the crossbar and posts as on net, then you'd get way more shots. The shots on goal and saves wouldn't just neatly be goals plus saves equals shots on goal. So, yeah, I mean, in this case, you'd have, an extra shot on goal, but not the extra saves. I suppose it makes sense in that way, but it does seem a little bit silly also. We're used to it, of course, but one of those things. Whoa, Melanson. That was a nice little pass from Cartier. A little spinning backhand pass out into space where Melanson was ready for it. All right, with 9:18 left in the period, we're back underway. Kings have retaken the shot lead 7-6 as the Kraken ice the puck and will try again from the Kraken end. Now, that up a little bit. See if that helps. All right, this face-off won by the Kings as they circle and cycle and fire a shot through traffic. Decord. I don't know if he knew where that puck was until it hit him, but he has it, and the Kraken survive that and will get a face-off once again in their end. So actually kind of won back by the Kraken, but the Kings got to it first. Decord did see the shot, ends up going off of his foot out in front of him where he's able to freeze it. So good job by Decord to see through traffic there to be able to be alert that that puck was there. A shot blocked partially. Whoa, Decord was out. They thought that was out of play, but the Kings, no whistle, so we play on. There we go. Blocked by Evans out in front. Circled up. Nice tap out there from Tolvanen. As the Kings will bring it back in. Kempe loses it. Larson now with it as the Kraken will spin things up the other way and continue to spin things up as Stevenson gets it. He'll drop it to Evans as the Kraken change, and out comes the Catton line with Winterton and Wright. Up to Catton, he'll chip it in and go on the chase. With Wright on the other side, the Kings are able to get it back out the other way, though. A little bit of a good play there in the neutral zone between Wright and Catton. Here comes Winterton. Gets it in. Mahura cycles. Tries to pass it back to the middle, but his help was already past that point. Alexiak fighting for it, but the Kings keep it. Shot. I don't know if that went off to Cord or what that went off of, but the important part is it's not in the net as the Kings have gotten the pressure now. Lead the shots on goal 6-11. Oh, that was a shot block up top by Chandler Stevenson earlier, and then Decord got kind of hit on the way through. Here we go, 7:30 left in the first as we get another face-off in the Kraken end. Lots of stoppages, kind of a slow-moving first period here so far without a goal. Out front, Kings are able to get to it way up by the blue line. Shot pass goes across. And the Kings cycle. Kraken. Oh, Melanson, a kind of sneaky little shot on net, but Cartier is able to get to it. The fourth line, once again, creating some good pressure. Good hard forecheck from them, but the Kings are able to flick it sky high into the neutral zone. And the Kraken turn things back around as they'll start to cycle a change here. It's now Larson with it, getting it off the boards up to Beniers. Not quite onto Beniers. That has to be offside. Yep, it is. The Kings have had a shot taken away from them, so it's 6-10 shots on goal favoring the Kings. So we'll get a face-off just outside the Kings' blue line. And the Beniers line, who had just gone on the ice, is coming back off of it. Kako not terribly pleased, it seems, as he would like to have had a longer shift than that, but that is a one face-off for Chandler Stevenson and then immediately iced. So we'll go back down to the Kraken end and try again. Shot. Saved by Decord. No rebound allowed. And we'll get another face-off. So lots of face-offs so far, whether it's been icing or just stopped shots. It has been a lot of face-offs tonight, which unfortunately has not been going well for the Kraken. But you do have the line out there for it with Gaudreau and Stevenson, the two best face-off takers for the Kraken on the same line. And that was, I think, Byfield kicked out. Shot, detected, and saved by Decord. Caught in his glove, and we'll do another face-off. So we're just going to keep this train going. 6:20 left in the first, as you can see now. The family is back. All right, here we go. Another face-off. This time it's Beniers taking the face-off. Kind of goes out to Larson and whoever was with him, but that is eventually won by the Kings. Ooh, a nice little physical play there from Riker Evans as it's fought for. Beniers locates it and has it coming out. He's going to keep working it away. The Kraken dump it in. Here we go. Bit of a fumble there as Beniers chips it past. Kako takes an awkward hit. The Kraken keep it in. Beniers with a bit of a hit. Now Beniers and Eberle fighting for it down in the corner. That will pop out to the other side where the Kings and Drew Doughty have it. Drew Doughty circles away from Eberle, who will go off on a change. The Kings will set up a breakout. Now Doughty back with it. The D-to-D pass. That's dumped in. No icing. Or it is icing. Offside, okay. I was like, that didn't seem like icing, but that's because it wasn't. It was offside instead. Oh, maybe it was icing. As the face-off comes all the way back down into the King's end. All right. Kings win another face-off. Those numbers cannot be great for the Kraken this period. 5 minutes left to go in the first as Alexiak kicks it out to Mahura, who gets it up. Evans, Tolvanen will dump it in, but it is quickly picked up by the Kings, and they'll come back out the other way. Kopitar gets it up, and then chipped in. The Kraken have it behind their net as Tolvanen across to Mahura. Mahura takes a hit but gets rid of the puck, and now it's Gaudreau who will chip it out into center ice into the neutral zone as the Kraken roll a change. Get back just in time for the Kings to clear it themselves. Now, Shane Wright going to Pester, and this is off a skate, but ends up harmlessly going out to Clark, so the Kraken can't take advantage of that. DeCourt out to play it, and that was a little dicey, but they do make it happen. Winterton chips it in as Wright and Winterton will go chase it down. Catton on the far side. Here comes Winterton, fighting for it, fighting for it. The Kings have it, and they will get it back out the other way. So shots on goal in the last few minutes have been hard to come by here for both teams, but the Kings have found a couple to get it up to 12-6. All right. Kraken back in. Big hit from Melanson. Losing his feet is whoever number 5 is. And that one is aerial flipped out through center right, through the neutral zone. Lands in the Kraken end where Larson gets it and starts another breakout for the Kraken. This one flung in is stopped by Copley behind the net, and the Kings will go back out the other way as we play most of this game. Very little possession time for either team in the offensive end. A lot of the game has been played in the neutral zone or teams recovering the puck successfully in their own defensive end after. Here's a chance, though. Eberle up top, and it eludes Capo Caco. The Kraken will regroup. Shot in. I don't know if Eberle was onside there, but it doesn't matter. The puck is out of play anyway. So, with just about 3 minutes left in the game, we'll get another commercial in the first period. We'll get another commercial break. And my dinner has shown up, so might eat some dinner here in the first period, since I don't really want to wait until 10 o'clock to eat some dinner, but I'll pull up some. Shots on goal, yeah, 12-6 in favor of the Kings. Hits 8-3 in favor of the Kings. Face-offs, it actually has the Kraken winning face-offs. I feel like every time I notice a face-off, the Kings are winning it, but maybe it's the Kraken win the face-off and the Kings still end up with possession, so I don't really know how all that's being scored, but the Golden Knights have extended their lead over the Sharks, now 3-0. The Oilers extended their lead just 4-1 over Calgary. Colorado scores first against Utah. Philadelphia up 2-0 over Chicago, and Nashville and Minnesota have gone to overtime. Got a burger and some tots. Let's go. Save for some dinner here in a little bit. All right, some Kraken fans in in attendance there. All right, they're talking about another third jersey night as the Kraken hosts the Canucks on the 29th, coming out of the Christmas break. So I guess the Kraken are going to lose to the Canucks since that is an alternate jersey, and unless the game is played outside in the Winter Classic, the Kraken don't win in alternate jerseys. But you know what? They're still kind of neat. All right, here we go. Kraken back with it. They do win that face-off. That was pretty clear. That was played with the high stick, so another whistle and another stoppage as this first period continues to drag on. Just still 2:40 left. Still scoreless. These teams have combined for lots of stoppages, which is fine. Slows it down a little bit, but that's all right, you know. Oh, kept in. All right, that was probably the right play. All right, Doughty's got it. He'll start the breakout. Goes clean past everybody, but Decord out to play it. That will not be icing. As... Oh, here we go. Chance here. Developing out of nothing. Chandler Stevenson with it. Pulls up. He'll get it across the blue line. Cale Fleury shot through traffic. Seen all the way by Copley. The save is made, but the Kraken do find a shot on goal after quite a little drought there through the middle of the period. Looking for a tip. It wasn't there. Just trying to get, I think, hoping Goudreau or Tolvanen could get a piece of it, but neither one are able to. Copley saving all 7 of 7, and Decord saving 12 of 12. So we are 2 minutes away from yet another scoreless first period. Definitely a trend for the Kraken, as Wright will take this face-off. And Catton gets it, so a 1 face-off for Wright and the Kraken. Catton taken off of the puck, though. Kind of pushed down. Good pressure there by Catton as the... All right. Oh, here we go. Catton in with a little bit of space. Let's see what he can make happen. Turns away, and he'll just throw it down behind the net, where the Kraken are able to get to it out front. Oh, not quite. Just out of reach of the Catton. Shot on by Lindgren. Blocked in on the way in, and this will be a shot from well out by Kempe. And that is a save for Decord. The puck frozen. And the face-off will be this time in the Kraken end. Cale Fleury not giving Kempe very much space there. Still pretty open shot, but there's very limited chance for him to do much with the puck. So Decord able to pretty well seal that one off. They'll look nice losing. Yep. All right, Eberle up to Ben Myers. This is an interesting setup here. Ben Myers goes off as Eberle and Beniers out front. Oh, Beniers got that through into the 5-hole, I should say, of Copley, but I think it stayed. Oh, he got that under. Oh, okay, no, he didn't quite. He wrapped it just around the other side. Ooh, that was a close one for Beniers. That was a close one. All right, Matty will take the face off here in the King's end. Kakko and Eberle, as always, on his wings, or I should say always, as has been for the last few games anyway. Oh, here we go. Back the other way. Eberle will get to it. Chips it in. They're going to give Eberle center ice there, so no icing as the Kraken go in on the forecheck, but the Kings have it back the other way. Kakko tries to break that up. Unsuccessful as the Kings will then dump it into the far corner. Corner to corner dump in on the forecheck. The Kraken once again have it back the other way. Both teams playing solid in their own end of the ice as Kakko is interfered with or tripped. It is ex-Kraken Brian Dumoulin who might be headed to the box with 31 seconds remaining in the period. Yeah. I mean, if it's not a trip, it's a hook. So Dumoulin in the box and the Kraken to the power play with 31.5 seconds left in the period. Man, I just realized the stream is pretty far delayed from what I'm talking. I'm like looking over there. Nice save there. Here we go, power play. All right. Oh, out. Oh, Wright had some net to shoot at, and he put it high. Woo! That was a nice play. Nice pass by Kako. All right, put it off the crossbar. No. Oh, no. Oh, that was on net. I think Copley got that with his the shaft of his stick. Got that? Or maybe it was the post. It's hard to tell. Or the crossbar. Maybe both. Boy, Wright just missed one there. The Kraken a couple near misses. So close. The Kings win that face-off. If they can get it out, that will be it for this one. 12-minute shot! And that should do it with half a second left in the period. I don't think the Kraken can realistically score. Maybe they'll throw another like half second up there to just give the puck a chance if it's just slapped in from the face-off, but we'll get one more face-off here just for the sake of stats, I suppose. And there it is. So, Eberle loses one more face-off that is completely meaningless, and we go to the first intermission, still scoreless, but the Kraken with just about a minute and a half left of power play. All right, let's see here. I do. Nope, that's not what I want. That's also not what I want. That is also not what I want. I guess that could work. End of the first. Let's see. Let's check on some ice time here. Let's just go back to this one. Still scoreless after one. The Kraken have a minute and a half left of power play, but not much in shots on goal. I think 9 shots total for the Kraken and 13 for... So, once again, giving up a fair number of shots. They're back on pace to give up 30 plus. Fortunately, I would say not a lot of super high danger ones in this one. I think Decord had the one very good save, and then his job has been mostly fairly easy aside from that. So, let's see. Shane Wright, 5 minutes of ice time in that period, which is actually more than Beniers, so that's something. It's been a lot of the Stevenson line. The Stevenson line has seen the majority of ice time, which is like entirely a product of how many stoppages we've had. And give me a second here. I'm gonna have some burger real quick. But I'll answer any questions as they pop up. There you go. You can get back the little rectangle that has. I would just make the rectangle invisible during intermission here, but it was such a pain in the butt to get set up that I don't know that I want to mess with it because it's actually working when the game's happening. But Torrent are down 1 in the first intermission right now. They're in Seattle right now, right? Let's go check the oh, actually. Oh, that's in first intermission as well. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go Seattle. It is streaming, right? Sure is. Montreal and Seattle. Oh, it's in Montreal. Okay. So Torrent and. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a different game. Okay. Torrent 2-0-1-2 record. Sorry, I'm just gonna eating a little, trying to get my dinner done here in the first intermission, so I can keep going through strong through the rest of the game. They're in Seattle. Oh, they are in Seattle. Okay, good. I was like, they must be while the Kraken are on the road to take advantage of that. I was just going based off of down 1-0 at first intermission to I was they had the intermission crew. It's like they were somewhere else, so maybe it was an intermission crew for a different game. I'm not exactly sure how they set that all up, but has been it's been an all right start for the Torrent. They're, I mean, true to Seattle form, they don't score a ton, but it should be a very good team. Who are you rooting for? I'm rooting for the Seattle Torrent. So are 50% of people that clicked on. Oh, look at that. 1,800 plus votes, and 50% of them are cheering for the Torrent. 34% for Montreal, and then 16% saying that everyone should just have fun. Man, wouldn't it be nice if the NHL just streamed on YouTube? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Cale Fleury with three shots on goal so far for the Kraken. Go figure. Cale Fleury clearly trying to stay in the lineup with the most shots on goal in the first for the team. Let's check on some other NHL scores. Flyers, as the second is coming close to the end, are up 2-0 over the Blackhawks. Avalanche, end of the second, are up 1-0 on the Mammoth. The Oilers up 4-1 in the Battle of Alberta at the end of the second. End of the first, the Golden Knights have absolutely lit up the Sharks 5-0 in the first period. That's kind of ridiculous. That's like the Sharks we knew from the last couple of years. Unfortunately, it appears that has not been great for my fantasy team. This might be an L this week. No. My opponent's team is just going off. Oh well. I've been on a heater, so that's okay. Unfortunately, my football team is dead. Fantasy, that is. Well, yet another scoreless first period for the Kraken. At some point, Maybe I'll find time here in the next few days. I'm gonna look up how many times the Kraken have been scoreless after one, because it has been. I feel like it's been at least the last 4 games in a row that we've had no score after the first period. Actually, you know what? We can go check. Let's go game by game. Let's see how many in a row it's been. Because what the heck, we got the time. All right, we know we're scoreless after one in this game. San Jose, yep, scoreless after one in that one. Anaheim, that was scoreless after one, so that's 3 in a row now. Calgary, were they scoreless after one? Yep, scoreless after one in Calgary. That's 4 in a row. Avalanche, were they scoreless after? Nope, Colorado scored, okay. So Colorado did score in the first period of that game. But this is a 4th straight, I was right, 4th straight game. Should have just gone with my gut feeling. 4th straight game for the Kraken where we don't have a goal in the first period. Now, I suppose to be fair, the last time a goal was scored in the first period of a Kraken game, it was the opponent, so maybe it's just better that, that it's this way, but... My fantasy hockey looks bad too. At least I'm in the playoffs with football. I was in the playoffs. I lost in the semifinals. So I guess technically my fantasy football team is in the 3rd place game this week, but my fantasy hockey team is not looking great this week. But I've been the highest scoring team the last 2 weeks in a row. So you know what? Could be going worse. Could be going worse. I got Beniers. It doesn't help that I have Montour and Dunn on my fantasy team, and now both of them are hurt. I also picked up McCann, so... Granted, I picked up McCann because the guy that had him dropped him because he went to IR, so I haven't actually had McCann yet this season. I picked up Beniers for just this game. He'll probably get dropped after this one, but... Yeah, my two Kraken, like, homer picks that I got in the draft were Dunn and Montour, and, well, obviously right now... Oh, and I also have Decord, so... You know, I threw in some Kraken players in there. But at least Decord's healthy right now. Oh, no! Rip. I'm making a mess. No! This is not productive. They did a good job with this burger, but it is a little bit messy. So the Kings do get a lot of shots on goal. Are they averaging 27 a game? Is that what they're saying there? Well, we got Torrent Montreal started back up, so you can watch a little bit of this. I don't know if you're watching it. Torrent Montreal is streaming on YouTube. They stream, PWHL streams, I think, all their games for free on YouTube. There it is, Climate Pledge. Pretty full in the lower bowl. Shot on from well out. Save made by Montreal. Admittedly, I don't know too many of the player numbers, but Carter with the shot there. For a second there, I saw the chat for the Montreal game, and I was like, "Wow, people are commenting like crazy." Nope, that's a Montreal game, not this one. My brother-in-law, who doesn't follow hockey, is almost undefeated. Yep, all games free on YouTube. Yep. Now Montreal down into the the Kraken end, the Torrent end. We'll get back to the Kraken game here. I think we'll be probably this. This should be the last commercial break, and then we should be back for the second period. Chance for Seattle there doesn't come to anything. Montreal with the puck back into Seattle's end. They'll dump it in and go chase. That's rimmed around along the boards to the far side. They keep it in. Shot on from well out. There's that Kraken logo in the middle. Okay, I don't know how anybody else feels, but I gotta admit, I am kind of sick of these Car Shield commercials. So like Ric Flair. Nope, doesn't work for me. Good evening. How are we looking? Well, honestly, all right. I think it's been a fairly evenly played game. I was just saying, it's obviously you can see the score is 0-0 after one. So for the fourth straight game, no goals in the first period. The Kraken took a while to get their first shot on goal, then got a flurry of shots on goal, then took a while to get another one, but they have a power play for about a minute and a half to start the second. Both Wright and Melanson have just missed goals. Both put him off the plumbing. At least we think the right one went off the crossbar. It could have gone off the stick of Copley in net, but Torrent score! No, I missed it. Oh, they did! Yeah, go Torrent. Clicked over to look at comments, and then the Torrent scored. Shot. Oh, off the goaltender, Carpenter. Yeah? That was Carpenter, right? All right. Seattle ties it up. Yep, Carpenter with the goal. Fourth already of the young season. Obviously, the Torrent started much later, and then they also had the big break for the whole rivalry series and stuff. And then they'll have a big break for the Olympics as well. But they also don't play 82 games, so. That would be a lot. I mean, it is a lot for the NHL, and they're going up to 84. Oh, big save. Whoa. Good save, good save, good save. Woo. That was close. All right. Maybe I'll keep that. I'll just keep that one on over there. Hopefully you're not. Sound isn't coming through. Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure like the sound of that one wasn't coming through. I don't think it would be as big of a deal because it's already streaming over on YouTube, but there's still some. They might not appreciate it. I don't know. I'm gonna actually just put that one on mute so I don't overhear it, but. We're getting ready to get going here for the second period. I should actually probably change the little graphics so you can tell that it's the second period. Come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's being slow for me, but we got, as should be expected, Stevenson's line out on the ice. There we go. That should get that. Uh-oh. There we go. That should update it. Yeah? Yeah, all right, good. Got it updated. All right, just in time for the period to start. Riker Evans with it as the Kraken power play resumes. He'll skate with it all the way in, tries to get it across, but that's swept out, and the Kraken will have to regroup and get back on side. Evans has the puck again. He circles back behind the Kraken blue line, and now all the way down as Chandler Stevenson will come through center ice with it across to Eberle. Eberle dumps it to the side, but that is detected, and the Kings will not get it out. Evans with it, looking for a shot. Save made, and we'll get a face-off with 53 seconds left in the power play in the Kings' end of the ice. Okay, I can wait on the tater tots. Tater tots are so good, I just want to keep eating them, but I can wait. Appreciate the candy canes on the front of the goaltender's mask. He's from, what, North Pole, Alaska? So candy canes are like the North Pole pole thing. Not from the North Pole, actually. He's not Santa Claus. He's from North Pole, Alaska, which is a town. We're not going to call it quite a city, but maybe it is. I don't know what they consider it. Here we go. 25 seconds left on the power play. Eberle to Stevenson. The Kraken in. Beniers to Eberle. Shot. Scores! Kraken power play goal. They make it happen. Jordan Eberle left alone by the net. Beniers gets it down to him, and Eberle, just a nice move, works it up, picks a spot, and puts it. Oh, those are candy canes. Those are full-on candy canes, but either way, puts it into the far side top corner. The Kings just completely left Eberle alone, and yep. He had lots of time there to do what he needed to do to score. And that is a 1-0 Kraken lead. And in the important world of my fantasy team, I get 3 points for a Beniers assist. Actually, 4 for a Beniers power play assist. How about that? So the Kraken score first to open the second period. On the power play goal. All right. Shots are 13 apiece as Cartier tries to dodge a hit that never really ends up materializing. Kings fighting for it, but good defensive play there by Ben Myers until it suddenly wasn't. And then a chance to the net from Fiala doesn't quite make it on as the Kraken regroup. Cartier fighting for it, loses it. LaFerriere cross. Here we go. Now the fourth line is going to get it out. Of course, second period, the bench is farther away, so the fourth line needed to get that one out. Melanson circling, tries to wrap it around and doesn't quite get it all the way, but does force Doughty to make it. Ooh, Shane Wright trying to come up and sneak up on Doughty to steal that puck away. Oh, here we go. The Kraken, a chance here. 3-on-2 maybe, a bit broken, but no, doesn't quite materialize. Oh, the Kraken lose a shot, so it's 12 shots for the Kraken, but still the ever-important goal is not going to get taken away. Evans, good defensive play as he loses it in the skates of Catton, but now has it back. Up, across, onside, no icing as it's tipped on the way. Winterton tries to go get to it, but the Kings have it, and then turn it over. Catton out to Winterton. Shot! Shoulder down, or maybe just well wide anyway. And that ends up coming all the way back down into the Kraken end where Larson is trying to fight for it, but he is pretty well handled. Now the Kraken will get to it with... Oh, nope, Evans doesn't quite get to it first. And that should be... Nope. All right. The Kraken get it out as Wright is able to redirect that pass from the Kings. Oh, a little bit of a shot to the chin there. I don't know who that was that took a bit of a hit to the chin. Nothing bad, just kind of a surprises you, I'm sure. Let's check on the torrent while we're waiting. Oh, oh. Hey, torrent up 2-0, I think. 2-0, 2-1, excuse me. Oh no, they were just showing a replay of the other goal. Never mind, still 1-1. I just like looked over at it while they were showing a replay of the goal again. So there's a harmless shot again on net. Decord is able to scoop that one up, and we'll get another face-off in the Kraken end. Make sure I'm not going crazy. I don't know what happened there, but it's still 1-1. The Beniers line back to the bench, and I would imagine, oh nope, it is the Stevenson line out there. As Gaudreau is kicked out of the circle, but Stevenson in. Blocker down shot as Stevenson somehow ended up inside the net, but Decord made sure the puck stayed out, and that's the important thing. Tolvanen will bank it off the boards and out. Does this make it down for icing? No, it does not. So the Kraken in on the forward check. Kings get to it first. A bit of a turnover here. Potentially. Nope. Kings will still get to it. And CC out. Hit from Lindgren. And back out with it. This is Freddie Gaudreau. A little bit of a move there. Does get it in. Then he gets tripped up, but might have just lost his feet or gotten them tangled, so no call. As Drew Doughty has it behind the net. CC now with the puck as he'll start the breakout. And up come the Kings. That is offside. As Byfield brings it in offside, we'll get a face-off outside the Kraken end. I forgot Kuzmenko ended up on the Kings. He has really just made his tour around the Pacific Division. All right, here we go. Cartier dumps it in. Melanson lost his stick, but he's still fighting for it, and not successfully, as that's... I don't know who that was coming in, but Fiala behind the net does get it up along. Now Cartier with it is going to try to get a breakout here for the Kraken, but that doesn't really turn into anything. And now Cartier in on the forecheck. Fiala brings it in across the blue line. Perry. Byfield shot goes through some traffic. I don't think that ended up on Decord, but fortunately ends up harmlessly out to the other side. And here comes Catton. A nice move to get in across the blue line. Catton. Oh, he gets through. Wraparound chance. Oh, no, it doesn't go. Out front, Catton again. Oh, and then Catton just puts it past Mahura. Here we go. Here's Winterton in. Across to Catton. Catton up, and that's the wrong team, bud. Those black jerseys, you'll pass to the black jerseys on the 29th in Seattle against Vancouver. But in this game, the black jerseys play for the other team. Aside from that, though, wow, Catton, he does... Whoop! Nutmegs Doughty, wraps it around, but Copley able to get his foot to the far post. Look at this move. Wow. Yep. The Ferrier puts it on Decord, who freezes it, so that's why we're getting a face-off here in the Kraken end. Make sure a little score thing's coming back. Whoa. Uh-oh. Save there from Decord. Okay, I think it's working. Oh, that's why. Okay, all right, it's still working. Sorry, I got the my little side stream of the making sure everything's working on this stream was behind, so I was like, oh no, is my little clock not working? But here we go. Beniers in with Eberle. Eberle across to Beniers. Out front, Kako can't quite get all of a shot. Trying to get it around. I think that was CC out in front of him. I didn't quite see, but either way, doesn't quite get all of it. It does stay in play, and the Kings will get it back out the other way. That will come back down into the Kraken end, rimmed up along the board. CC will keep it in for a second, and then not so much. That is whistle dead for offside on the part of the LA Kings, so we'll get a face-off outside the Kraken end, but Jordan Eberle with the power play goal has the Kraken up 1-0 here in the second period. Joey is on his game tonight, thankfully. Yeah, Joey and Grubauer both been fantastic over this last stretch. I mean, even going back to really the losing streak, the two losing streaks, the whatever that was, 11 losses in 12 games for the Kraken. The vast majority of those, the goaltending was giving them chances to win. They just weren't scoring. So, yeah, Decord's been great in this game. Grubauer was great last night. The Kraken really are getting the goaltending that, well, to be perfectly honest, they're getting the goaltending that might have gotten them to the playoffs last season, but they are not scoring enough to make that happen this season. Oh, not this stupid Coca-Cola commercial. I'm not a big fan of soda or pop or whatever. So I don't really drink any kind of like Coke or Pepsi or anything like that, but if I did, I wouldn't buy Coke just because of these stupid AI ads. Hate them. Just pay a person to make an ad for you. It's not... And of course, I do appreciate that the AI Coca-Cola commercial is immediately followed up by the NHL can't be AI ad, anti-AI ad. I like the Coca-Cola Bears. I like the Coca-Cola Bears. I just wish they didn't like just do AI. I liked when it was the Coca-Cola, like I used to be all about the like Coca-Cola, like the Bears and the fun. I just don't like that they won't pay people to actually make them now. They're just like, oh, generate me a video of some bears drinking Coca-Cola, and he goes for it. I don't know. It's just lazy slop, which is too bad because I agree. See, I liked the Bears too. I'm not. This isn't anything about the Bears. It's just it's just that they're lazy and greedy and trying to cut corners as a large company. Which, I mean, all large companies cut corners, but I mean, not that blatantly shoved in your face like, hey, we're being lazy and not paying other people to do creative things. Oh, we're cool on the Bears. We're cool on the Bears. Yeah. No. Oh, it's in! What? Is that... Freddie Gaudreau just kind of flips a puck at the net and Copley just... it just kind of like weirdly flutters on him. It must have gone off the heel of his... Yeah, goes off the heel of his glove and then through his legs into the net. Oh, I mean, you definitely take it if you're the Kraken. I feel a little bit bad for Copley because that's a tough one. that's a if like Steve's dang-its were still happening, that would be a dang it of the year candidate right there. That's That's a tough one. That's a tough one, but you will take it if you're the Kraken. That's for sure. Up 2-0 now. All right, the Kraken up 2-0 after that happened. What a strange thing. Was that AI? I mean, that is the type of goal that I think AI would probably generate. So, you know what? Kuzmenko, the shot, that is blocked off by Wright. The Kings looking to respond to bail out their goaltender a bit here, but that's an easy shot for Decord to see all the way in. He catches it no problem, and we'll get a face-off in the Kraken end as the Kraken lead 2-0 with 11:30 left in the second period. Still getting outshot, as always, 14-20. Kings well on pace for 40 shots in this game. And the red-hot Freddie Gaudreau, yeah. Second goal in the last two nights. All right. Is that kept in? There's no way that's onside, right? Nope, doesn't matter. The Kraken have it out. Riker Evans up the boards. Looking for someone. He is going to fire it towards the net. That bounces weirdly all over the place. That was really hard to tell from the angle the camera is at what exactly happened there, but I think it bounced off behind something on the net and ended up in the corner. Either way, the Kings have it back out into the Kraken end. That's batted down, but that'll be a hand. Nope, not whistled for a hand pass. Okay. Couldn't see it. It's down below the dasher, but Kraken must have touched it because it certainly looked like a hand pass. All right, here we go. Beniers with it. Passes just out of the reach of Eberle as the Kings break that up, and here comes Beniers down across. He's going to try and, yeah, not quite. He's tried to be fancy like Catton, but not quite there. Was the end of his shift, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. All right, Kraken working it out. Chipped out by Eberle as Tolvanen fights for it. Eberle's got to get off on a change. He does finish that change, and here come the Kraken. A 3-on-2 opportunity if they get quick, but not quite. The Kings are able to get back. Tolvanen just absolutely slams that down along the boards. And the Kings have it back out the other way, unless... Oh, Gaudreau takes it away. Here comes Alexiak into the play. Chipped on net backhand. Save made by Copley as now Stevenson has it behind the net. Oh, a tight shot there from Gaudreau is off, I think, the side of the net. The Kraken, pretty good little shift here. They're going to count that as a shot on goal, so maybe it did hit Copley's shoulder. A turnover by the Kings. The Kraken a chance back in here. Out. Oh, Gaudreau just passed Catton. Catton has it. Oh, Catton, a nice play to get it up to Alexiak. Catton, I think, has had a pretty good game here in his return from injury. Shot! Oh! Shane Wright had gotten lost in the play. Mahura found him on the far side, and I don't know where Wright shot that off of, but... That is one of the silliest goals you're going to see all season. That is one of the silliest goals you're going to see all season. Let's see how the Torn are doing. Still tied at 1 with 4:50 left. 4:50 left in the second period. Looks like Montreal are headed to the power play. I believe is what's happening here. I see 4 Torrent and a goaltender, and yep, looks like a power play. I don't know where in the power play. It seems like the start of it. So the Torrent on the kill. Appears they are killed off one power play so far this game, so a second chance. A clear there for the Torrent. Come on, let's get a shorthanded goal. I want to see the jailbreak. I want to see the jailbreak. Such a fun rule. Too fun for the NHL. Not that I think it would really change how you play a penalty kill. But, oh, some Firebirds fans. Well, the first 40 seconds of that Montreal power play killed off there by the Torrent. As we get back from the commercial break where the Kraken lead 2-0. Off of a blooper of a goal by Freddie Gaudreau. The Kraken are undefeated when Freddie Gaudreau scores goals. That being his third of the season. He scored the overtime winner earlier on in the season and then scored in the last game against the Ducks. So, not like it's a huge sample size, but still. I love the PWHL penalty rules, both the jailbreak and the icing, like keeping players out of the first face-off. Yeah. Yeah, I like that they've tried some different things and are more willing to kind of do some of that. Oh, they just dropped the puck there when Catton certainly wasn't ready for it. Shot on goal, just wide, not quite on goal. Catton a quick shot there that I don't think Copley was quite ready for, but it goes just wide. And now the Kings are out. A chance for a 2-on-1, but the puck gets past Byfield, and that will end that chance as Catton is in on the back check. Up along the boards. The Kings have it up by the blue line. All right. Winterton trying to not slash somebody. Circling the net. Looking for someone. Out front. And that's just nicely turned right over to right. As now Catton has it. And Catton will not quite get it across the blue line. The Kings keep it in. And now they've got it back before Wright will get it through the crease and out. Catton back up. Mahura blocked it. Gets it out. That will come down for icing, and we'll get another face-off in the Kraken end with 8 minutes left in the second period. Let's go back see how that power play is going. Penalty kill, I guess. 20 shots apiece in this game, so yeah, it's pretty much the same shot totals. That's a power play save right there. Then Torrent. All right, here we go. Right. Well, it loses the puck to LaFerriere, who can't quite handle it cleanly, so that ends any chance the Kings had there to turn that into something. But then down along the boards, Kings will keep it in. It's Wright fighting for it. Nice breakup there by Mahura. That could have been a pretty big opportunity for the Kings, but it will come down for icing. So the Kraken still unable to get the Catton line off the ice. Alrighty, here we go. Face off. One back for the Kings. Mahura has been out there for 2 minutes. Alexiak 2:40. The Kings keep it in. The Kraken really need to get this puck down the ice. It's not just the defensemen who have been out there for a ridiculous time. This forward line, the young forward line of Wright, Catton, and Winterton has been out there for quite a bit as well. Granted, broken up by a couple of icings. That does get across the blue line, so they'll get a chance. Winterton will get a change, so one fresh pair of legs on the ice for the Kraken as the Kings will get it in. And that is Melanson who has gotten in on the change. Right. Trying to not trip anybody. Kings cycling it. This almost looking like an impromptu power play for the Kings with the tired legs for the Kraken. That's worked in. Shot on net. Oh! The rebound chance was there, but he couldn't get on his stick, and the Kraken survived that one. Alexiak's shift now up to 340. When Mahura's is up to 3, that will be out of play. Alexiak and Mahura will mercifully get to the bench. As well as the rest of the right line. Wright and Catton also getting to the bench. Alexiak looking quite tired. Mahura also coming in looking quite a bit tired. Alexiak, though, a shift of nearly 4 minutes. That is a long one. Even with a couple of short breaks for icing, but that is, they'll probably get to skip a shift there. Scooped up. Well, 6:10 left in the period. Mahura and Alexiak still trying to catch their breath. I mean, I don't know why they're so tired. Beer league, you do those kind of shifts all the time because people just never want to leave the ice. And you're definitely working just as hard. Definitely working just as hard. Across, Evans on his backhand doesn't really have much of a chance to shoot that. He'll put it down along the boards where Dumoulin is fighting for it with Eberle. Old teammates. CC, who has never played for the Kraken, also fighting for it, but Beniers is going to get to it. Beniers, looking for someone to pass to, is taken down a bit and still has the puck in his feet. That is brought out. Kakko, a nice little play. Kakko has it now. Open space. Kakko surveys. Up to Eberle. Chipped on. Oh, that could have been awkward, but now Kakko keeps it inside. Works it down to the corner. Still working with it. Up along the boards. There goes Beniers for a change. Kakko keeps fighting for it and will slap it up, trying to get it to Eberle. Oh, out in no man's land. Here comes Lindgren in to try and do something with that, but that doesn't happen. And Decord will throw it up along the boards. Here's Cartier in with a chance. Not quite. Whoop! Clear across to the other side off of a skate. Oh, Cartier blocks that with a skate. Melanson a hit. Kraken have to get back on side, and that's Lindgren just chipping it in on net. A bit of an awkward bounce there. Copley having to kind of scramble to make that. So the puck bounced weirdly on him. Up front. Someone's lost their stick. He's going to go get it back, though. Not broken, just dropped it. Here's Cale Fleury and Lindgren fighting for it. The Kraken with 4:30 left in the second period, leading 2-0. Here they come. 2-on-1 chance. Fleury. Shot. Save made on the toe. And then back the other way. Alexiak out to defend. A rush chance there for Byfield, and defended well. Byfield's shot does not get off. The Kraken now will rush down the other way. Another 2-on-1 developing. This time on the other side of Ben Myers. It's shot. It's in! Ben Myers, the goal. The Kraken lead 3-0 through the 5-hole of Copley, who, has to be said, that's a bit of a soft one. Not as soft as the previous one, but Copley, I think, is trying to get... He opens the 5-hole trying to get across for what he thinks is a pass, but that ended up on net, goes right between the legs and in to give the Kraken the 3-0 lead. That looks like holding on Kakko. Yeah, it probably could have been. Let's see, does he... Oh, yeah! Okay, so, yeah, alright, that's not on Copley. That's, yeah. So I think Myers is actually trying to pass it across to... Oh, boy. And the Kings score. Would have been nice to get the shutout. Oops, not 3. 1. Oh, Mahura just, yep. Mahura just turned it right over to Fiala, and then Fiala is all alone with the cord. I'm not really sure what Mahura was doing there. But yeah, for the Kraken goal, it looked like Myers was actually trying to get it across to Goudreau, but it ended up going last ditch effort to break up the pass by the lone defenseman back. I think got just a piece of it, which ended up turning the pass into a shot. And you have this good bounce for the Kraken as it ends up between Copley's legs and in. Here come the Kings. Another chance that some pretty shaky defense there from the Kraken. That could have developed into more for sure. But still a 3-1 lead for the Kraken here with 3 minutes left in the second period. Oh, rushing out the other way. Chandler Stevenson will throw it down behind the net where Kempe gets to it, and it will be a regroup for the Kings as the Kraken change. It's the right line or the Catton line. Right Catton and Winterton, they're out there. The linesman desperately trying to get out of this play as they fight for it under him. Kraken. A pretty solid 21 shots on goal to 22 for the Kings. The Kraken have done a good job, aside from the goal they just allowed, of defending the Kings here through the back half of the second. The Kings, who had 20 shots on goal, 20 shots on goal 8 minutes ago, have only managed 2 shots, I guess now 3 in that time. And there's a fourth as they're starting to get some offense going again. But that one's an easy save for Decord. Ben Myers gets his first as a Kraken. Oh, second as a Kraken. Sorry, that's right. I forgot he had the one other one. And the Torrent are going to go to second intermission tied at 1. And let's see if things have gone any better. Oh, no, they've gone worse. Okay. In Fantasyland, things are not going well for me right now. I got Ehlers getting me 0.5. I guess Eriksson had a decent game. Beniers is doing all right. Decord did pretty well. Unfortunately, the Wild had to go and lose, so I don't get a win for Gustafsson. Oh well. Terratot time. Fudge, yep. Do you think Chandler is going to score this game? Well, he didn't last game. His scoring streak is over. He didn't get any points in the last game, but... No. I mean, I don't know. I guess we still have all the third period, but... I don't know. That line just hasn't... I guess they've had some offensive opportunities. I don't know. He's the hot hand, but I would say no. I don't think that Stevenson is going to score this game. Would be my bet. All right, here we go. Goudreau flips it up. Caught and dropped to the ice by the Kings, but still back into the Kings' end are the Kraken, though not with possession as... Oh, here we go. Tolvanen in. Circles up by the blue line. Kind of puts it far side corner. Here's Chandler Stevenson. Maybe we're about to get a point from Chandler Stevenson. I don't know. Shot. Another tip in by Tolvanen, but that one does hit Copley, and he is able to freeze it, so the Kraken will get a face-off in the Kings' end of the ice. Oh, if only I'd gotten the shutout, that would have helped. The regalia. All right, here we go. We have a whistle for something. Penalty? Looks like Eberle. All right, they're calling Eberle for interference, so the Kraken to the penalty kill. And Lane is not overly pleased with this call on Eberle. I gotta say, I agree with Lane. That is a very soft call. That is a very, very soft call. I mean, definitely by the letter of the law, that is absolutely like by the letter of the rule, that that does qualify. But that is the type of thing you see on pretty much every face-off ever, unless it's cleanly won. You're going to see something like that on pretty much every face-off. And I guess they just wanted to get the Kings a power play, so they do. And there's a shot. The Kraken did get it clear. 30 seconds just about gone on this power play. A power play that, should the Kraken continue to kill successfully, will bring us to the first intermission, or second intermission, and will start the first few seconds of the third period. Larson gets it out. Tolvanen will help it up. Not quite out, though. Kept up on the blue line. The Kraken are able to clear it. Here goes Stevenson. Big aerial lift and down into the corner, where it cannot be retrieved by Copley. The Kings do get to it with 50 seconds left in the period, 1:13 left on the power play. They come out through center ice. Oh. Here we go. The Kraken, whoop. Mahura just fell down a bit there. Worked to the net by Byfield, and that is deflected out of play into the netting, so we'll get a face-off in the Kraken end with 32.2 seconds left in the period and 56 seconds left on the kill. So that'll be, 24 seconds, some quick math says, will be left if the Kraken can kill this off to the intermission. Good, yep, Alexiak got his stick out in front of that to just send it high and into the netting. All right, a face-off win here would do a lot of good for the Kraken. They cannot quite get it, though, so it's Doughty down to Kempe. Kempe to Kopitar. Kopitar circling. And down to Kempe. Up. Shot. Whoa, that was a very nice passing play there. The Kraken dodge a bullet. Quick tic-tac-toe led to a shot in the slot that just did not either end up on net or got a piece of decord. The Kings trying to get in for one last chance on net. It's a soft little shovel towards the net that I think counts as a shot on goal, but that is as easy as they come as far as saves are concerned. Decord makes it, and we get to the second intermission with the Kraken on the penalty kill, but leading 3-1. That's the exact same thing the broadcast said about the penalty. Well, it's good to know that they're thinking along the same lines. Love the squids from Oregon. All right, welcome in, welcome in. See if the... Nope, we're still at intermission for the PWHL. Actually, real quick, I'm going to run and grab some... Gonna real quick run and grab something to drink. Be right back. Alrighty, we're back. That is my eldest singing the national anthem upstairs. Not that you can hear it, but he's a big fan of singing the national anthem. He knows it as the hockey song, as he sees it at the start of every hockey game. But early returns are he aspires to maybe be the heir apparent to I'm spacing on his name. It's escaped me. Do you think the Kings can come back? Do I think they can? Yeah, I definitely think they can. I hope they don't, but they definitely can. I mean, the Kings are a good team, and the Kraken have not been good in the last month. They've been better in the last couple games, but they have not been good in the last month. So they're more than capable of blowing this game. That's definitely for sure. Hopefully they don't. It'd be a fun to finally get the monkey off the back for the Kraken, having lost 17 straight second half of back-to-backs. If they lose this one, it may never happen. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but do you think the Kings can come back? Hopefully not. All right, intermission. The Kraken 2 goals in that period. Both of them somewhat fortunate bounces. The first one a very fortunate bounce, and the second one also I'd say fits that category. But that first goal was just ridiculous. First goal of the period, anyway. Yeah, you're not going to see too many goals like that. That Gaudreau one, the one that just kind of just flips it towards the net. It might have gotten deflected off of something, and then just off the heel and through the legs of the goal, off the heel of the glove and through the legs of the goaltender. And one to forget for Copley is for sure. And then the second one, it looked like just another bad goal allowed, but a 2-on-1 rush and trying to break up the pass, it goes just off the defenseman's stick and into the net as Ben Myers was trying to pass it across to Gaudreau, which definitely at that point I think it was a little bit too late to be trying to force a pass across, but it worked. It turned into a shot and it worked. Of course, the period started with the power play goal from Eberle. I did forget that one was also in this period. It was way at the beginning of the period, but the Kraken, started the second period there with the power play goal from Eberle. That one was just a nice. I mean, it helps that the King penalty kill just completely left Eberle alone next to the net, so Beniers gets it down to him, and then Eberle does the rest. And then the other two were flukier goals for sure. I guess the Kraken kind of gave that one back a bit with the bad turnover by Mahura to Fiala there that got the Kings on the board after the third goal allowed. Looks like we are about to start the third period in the Montreal-Seattle game, the Torrent game. Still tied at 1 in that one. No, it's the AI Coca-Cola commercial. Boo. AI dog. AI trucks. AI everything. Yes, satellite, that definitely exists. Lazy. Lazy slop. The polar bears deserve better. Isn't that right? They could have really put more effort into him faking eating that hamburger. I mean, if you're going to fake him taking a bite of a burger, at least have a burger that has a bite taken out of it. I don't know. Just intermission things. Poor polar bears. Yes, they do deserve better. Let's see where we're at ice time. I feel like I didn't see as much of Wright in that period. Oh, the Golden Knights had some mercy in the second period on the Sharks. The second period is just a 1-1 game there. But of course, the Golden Knights kind of blew it open in the first, so. Let's see. Wright got another, okay, about another 5 minutes, or actually about 540? 550 in that period. So Wright already up to 11 minutes of ice time. Means he should get north of 15 minutes in this game. Still, the Stevenson line getting a good chunk of the ice time again. With it feels like this game has had a higher than normal number of face-offs, so they're going to send Stevenson and his line out there since they have Stevenson and Goudreau on that line, both the face-off guys for the Kraken. They'll send that line out to take as many face-offs as they realistically can, and that means more ice time for them. Right so far is 3 shots on goal. Eberle 4, Cale Fleury 4. That leads the team. Decord has stopped 27 of 28 shots to end the second period. Meanwhile, at the other end, Copley has stopped 20 of 23. But Decord being credited with a .964 save percentage at this point. Shot attempts also much more heavily favoring the Kings. 51 shot attempts to 39 for the Kraken. So the Kraken doing, I feel like this is pretty true. The Kraken have been getting in those shooting lanes, blocking a lot of pucks, getting sticks in front of them. So they've been doing a good job of making things difficult on the Kings to really generate offense, aside from the Mahura turnover that led to the goal. Oh yeah, and then Cece just kind of comes up, and that's where Eberle gets left alone. Let's get this California sweep. Oh, that'd be nice. Yep. Silly boy. Last night was so unreal. Oh yeah, you were at the game. How was that? Fun one? Fun one to be at, I would assume. Obviously, the Kraken getting the win, that makes it fun. Still buzzing. That's awesome. Good to get that win. Maybe the Kraken can make it 3 in a row here. Out of nowhere. Casually lose 11 of 12, and then if they can finish this one off, get 3 in a row right before the break. The 3-day break, which is shorter than one of the breaks they had in November for no apparent reason. Let's see. All right, we've got to get that torrent game going. All right, there it is. Oh, delayed penalty. Shot scores! On the delayed penalty, a 2-on-1 chance, and the Torrent have taken the lead. Yep, a little 2-on-1, and that's quick shot across. Goaltender got a piece of it, but up into the far side top corner, just kind of off the goaltender. Oh yeah, off the top of the pad on the delayed penalty. I didn't realize yeah. Julia Gosling with the 4th goal of the season as well. So both scores for Seattle with their 4th goals of the season. Are they looking at this for offside maybe? All right, let's see here. That would be unfortunate, right? Oh, were they like, oh, maybe like missed it? What is that supposed to? Are they saying that that was I'm not sure what they're reviewing here. So it was a delayed penalty, and Montreal did hit it barely with the stick, but kind of simultaneous with the Seattle player hitting it. So I don't know. I don't know if they're stricter about, like, does that count as possession then? Because it goes through the legs of that player. The other Gosling. And across, and then the shot. I don't know what they're looking at. I guess let's check if it's... I forgot to check if it's onside. Maybe that's what they're looking at. They keep slowing it down every time it goes through the stick of a Montreal player. It's definitely onside. Okay. Definitely onside. So is it just that... Is that hit? I don't know. I don't know what they're looking at there. Guess we'll find out soon. Let's go, ladies. Yes, hoist the colors. Two-game streak. It was amazing. Their barn was rocking. That's fun. Were the Ducks fans as ridiculously... I guess probably not, because it's harder to tell. You don't get replays in the... I guess we get some, but I wonder if they were as completely oblivious and brain dead as far as what happened with the Dunn hit as they are online, because there are some very outlandish takes that I've seen online about the dirty hit on Dunn. All right, let's see what the call is here. But I'm glad that's good. Fun game to be at, so I'm glad you got to go to that one. Sounds like fun. Can someone explain 5? This is a long review that they're taking. I still am not sure what exactly. It has to be something related to, did Montreal have possession of the puck? Because if Montreal has possession of the puck, then it would have been... If they had possession of the puck, then the whistle should have gone, and it would be a power play then at that point for the Seattle. There's a little second there where Poulin has it, but then it's whacked off immediately by Knight. I don't know. Guess we'll find out here in a second. What's going on? Everybody, what's going on? At jet speed. The referees are bad unless they help my team, and then they're good. I said, hey. Well, it looks like we're going to get the start of the Kraken third period before they figure out whether or not this is a good goal in the Torrent game. And there it is. Third period underway. Oh, I need to change the graphic. Well, maybe by the time I come back, I'll have figured out whether that was actually a goal. Oh, big save from DeCord there as the Kraken finish the kill through those first 24 seconds. Eberle tries to get back to it, but Doughty beats him back to the puck. As the third period is underway. Looks like they're still trying to decide whether that was a goal. That was a pretty good little chance there for the Kings to start out the period. Whoa! Very close. Oh, what do we have here? I feel like they're going to say no because then they're going to look for... Oh, they must have said it was a good goal because everyone's cheering. Everyone's cheering, so it must have been a goal. All right. We got there. Kakko with the puck. Whoa, Benier's a nice little play there. Almost gets to it, but Doughty was going to swing that one out. Across! Shot! Oh, it really doesn't quite get all of it off the heel of his stick as he tries to shoot that off the Kakko pass. Here it comes out the other way. Benier is a nice play in the neutral zone to break that up, and now Alexiak has it to Kakko to Benier's. Benier's up to Kakko as the line takes a change. And that comes down into the LA end where Dumoulin will scoop it up behind the net. Good goal, good goal. They're reviewing whether it was control versus just a touch. Okay. That's kind of what it seemed like just looking at the replays without sound. But we have a penalty here. Delayed call, and the Kraken will go back to the penalty kill for a hook on Catton? Nope, Fleury. Nope, Catton? Yeah, Catton, okay. Everyone in person was just saying it was unfortunate. It's hockey. Keep your head up. Chat, I mean, it's hard to keep your head up when the hit comes from behind you and you don't see it until he's literally putting his shoulder in your chin. On talking about the Dunn hit from last game. I don't know. That's, I mean, to me that doesn't... I mean, it's hockey if we're talking about the 1980s for sure. You'd see that all the time. But, I mean, Dunn doesn't have the puck. You're not allowed to hit people without the puck. Dunn turns around to find a guy's shoulder in his chin. You're not supposed to hit people in the head. To me, there's... I mean, maybe it's unfortunate. Like, I can go with unfortunate, but he probably wasn't trying to target Dunn's head. just a taller guy. So maybe that was that. I can play with unfortunate, but the rest of it, that's not a 21st century hockey play, and that's keep your head up is a very Homer terrible take on that done hit. But that does add up kind of with what I've seen online. So. Kraken so far doing a good job of killing off this Kings power play. The Kings have gotten a couple more shots on goal here to start the period. That one is deflected a little bit off the official, but the Kraken are still able to clear it all the way down to the other end. Cycling back up now, the Kings will break out the other way. It's Fiala across to Byfield. Byfield can't quite get to it. The Kraken break it up, but the Kings are able to keep it in. Passed around. Shot! Flubbed. The Kraken will be able to get this cleared as well. Should be able to, I should say, and they do. All the way down, and that is scooped up behind the LA net as they have one last chance here on this power play. The Kraken have done a very good job on this kill, and once again a nice breakup there from Stevenson as Tolvanen will clear it, and that should do it for this kill. Copley will just bump it up. The Kings will maintain possession. Dumoulin has it as we get back to 5-on-5. And there's Catton out of the box. Here comes Beniers. Beniers has Catton with him. Across. Oh, that's come back all the way. No icing is what they say as Decord out to play it. Goes off the back of the net. Evans. Here comes Beniers with it. Stay onside. Whoa. I don't know if that was onside. I don't know if we'll get a chance to find out. But Kakko gets it. Here we go. Shot. Tipped. Eberle a chance. Nope, he's going to have to sneak around the other side or kind of regroup it around the other side. Here's Kakko with it as they cycle into the feet of Evans, but he's able to get to it. He's going to throw it down behind the net where it gets past Dumoulin and then past Beniers. Fogle now. That's gloved down by Fleury. Eberle will send it back in, and the Kraken will get a change. So a good shift there from the Beniers line. Now it's Wright, Catton, and Winterton out there for the Kraken, getting their third period started. Winterton in kind of the feet of Catton, so that's broken up, and the Kings back the other way as they regroup. Kempe with it. He will come in almost offside. Do they whistle it for offside? I think they did. All right, here we go. Face off outside the Kraken end as Ben Myers is kicked out, so it'll be Ty Cartier in to take this face off outside the Kraken blue line. And that is aggressively won backwards by the Kings, so much so that it's down behind their net. And then a big hit from Melanson on, I think that was Doughty. And that one will be chipped out of play. We'll get a face-off in the Kraken end. This game has been lots of face-offs. Melanson, his fourth hit of the game. He also had the one almost opened up the scoring. He was about 2 inches away from getting the first goal of the game in the first period. All right, here we go. Face off, won by the Kraken in their end. That one is going to come out the other way and in on net, so no icing. Tolvanen in, harassing Doughty behind the net. Tolvanen in on the forecheck still. That one's kept in, but it's loose. Get to it, get to it, get to it. Nice play by Tolvanen. Kind of a sloppy play by the Kings as well, but Tolvanen, aggressive on the forecheck, made that happen for a bit there. But now the Kings are going to get into the Kraken end with the puck. They'll cycle in. Tries to feed up front for Perry, but that's not there. Coming back the other way, here are the Kings. Fiala looking for a shooting lane. Doesn't find one. Flubs the puck and then shoots it well wide. Evans with it behind the Kraken net is hounded a bit. And here comes Cartier with a shot from well out off the armpit or arm of Copley. The save is made and the Kings now into the Kraken end as we are starting to, for really the first time this game, see some pretty north and south stretched out play. Cartier in on side, but chipped out the other way. Lindgren off the feet of a Kings player in the neutral zone. Now Kempe with it, theoretically onside. Here come the Kraken the other way. Puck gets away from Melanson a little bit, ending a chance for a 2-on-1 with Cartier. Now the Kraken will go off on a change as the Kings try to make something happen here. Fed towards the front of the net. Chipped on, and Decord is able to glove that down without too much trouble. And the Kraken still lead 3-1. Just about 8 minutes gone in the third. Meanwhile, Montreal is on a power play in this game, trying to even things up, but the Torrent have the 2-1 lead. They too have just about 8 minutes gone. In the third period. All right. Torrent killing this one off effectively. Yeah, you got to get that cleared. Woo! I think they just missed that shot. That was a good opportunity, and there's a clear. Oh yeah, the trapezoid rule doesn't exist. I forgot about that. Just like not used to seeing a goalie go play the puck unabashedly in the corner like that. But no trapezoid rule in the PWHL. Looks like the Torn are going to be able to kill off that penalty. So both Seattle teams killing off penalties effectively midway through their third periods with leads. Shouldered down. Here's the halfway point of that third period, and with that we can get back to the Kraken, who are leading 3-1 in their game. As the Beniers line will be out to take the face-off. The Beniers line featuring, for some reason, Freddie Gaudreau. But now we're back to some more... Nope, Gaudreau's still out there. Instead of Kakko. He took a block. They must have just had Gaudreau there in case of Beniers getting kicked out, so they had someone to take the face off in their end. That'd be my guess. But now the Stevenson line will come out. Might we see Joey go for the goal tonight? I sure hope so. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be a good time? Up two, I feel like he's. I mean, I think he's said that he doesn't really. Up two and up one doesn't really make that much of a difference to him, but you'd think it would. Larson a little kind of outplayed himself there. Now fought for behind the LA net. Here's Beniers going after it. The Kings, Dumoulin. Eberle hounding Dumoulin. Careful not to high stick. Dumoulin is going to eventually get that out. Oh, a nice play there from Ben Myers, but it gets out again anyway. Kempe turns it over to Evans, but gets it back. Here's the Leferrier shot attempt, doesn't happen. Leferrier again. This shot attempt does happen, but it ends up going off Larson, and then Stevenson just whacks it out across the blue line with his glove. The Kings touch first, obviously, so no hand pass. And that is a wraparound goal. Kuzmenko makes it 3-2 Kings. Well, 3-2 Kraken, but the Kings score. Wraparound chance, and that is unfortunate. Kings to within one. Oh, wrapped it around. I don't even know if that was going to go on, but it goes off the skate of Decord. Yeah, he kind of threw that kind of parallel to the goal line, but it just goes off the skate of Decord. That's well, he can't complain too much given the couple of bounces the Kraken got. And then Kuzmenko in quickly with another attempt. So a bit of dicey times there for the Kraken. Bit of dicey times. All right, the Kraken win that faceoff back. Shots are 32-26 in favor of the Kings. Out front, Kings looking to tie it, but they are going to turn it over. So the Kraken will dump it in behind the Kings net, going back for it. It is reached first by a King player, but then Tolvanen to it. Out front, here's Gaudreau. Gaudreau still in possession somehow. That will bounce, unfortunately, off Tolvanen's foot across the blue line, but Fleury in possession will dump it in for Gaudreau to go chase down. The Kings have it, though, and they're going to start back the other way. Fogle in possession as we reach the halfway point here just about of the third period. The Kings definitely have woken up here a bit. Getting some confidence out of that goal. All right, here we go. Face off in the Kraken end. This is going to be, well, we'll say we'll say Beniers won that face off. Why not? Either way, the Kraken have it the other way. Here's Beniers in, looking for some space. Doesn't really get any, but the Kraken are on the offensive end. Alexiak puts a shot maybe on net, but pretty easily patted aside by Copley. Kakko fighting for it. Good job there. But it's Doughty who ends up with it. And the Kings will start the breakout back the other way. Chasing it down is Doughty, but well defended by Larson. Then Beniers. Kings end up back with the puck. Down to Kopitar. Kopitar. Dumoulin now behind the Kraken goal line. Kempe to Doughty. Doughty to Dumoulin. Dumoulin, the shot into Decord's chest. The save is made. All right. Well, we certainly got a game. Alrighty. The fifth quarter. Seahawks. All right. 6 minutes left in this. The Torrent lead also by 1 goal in their third period. Yeah, the Kings and Kraken known for playing tight games, I think is what they're saying here. As the Montreal playing with the puck in the Seattle end of that game, but we'll switch back over to the Kraken where the Kings win the face-off. A shot from well out. Bounced off something. I don't know if that bounced off the post or if Decord just flung it out. I couldn't really see. It was behind bodies. Oh, a nice little break up there from Evans. Oh, some good defensive play there on the back check for the Kraken to prevent that from turning into a dangerous look. The Kings will get to it at center ice and dump that all the way in. Decord thinks about going to play it, but he cannot as it is in the corner. On net. Still loose. Decord the save, I believe, but rebound was available, and the Kraken will get it out across the blue line. Kings will have to regroup as we close in on 8 minutes left in the third. Decord tries to go out to play that one. Fiala with it now. Behind the Kraken net, there's Kuzmenko, the wraparound goal scorer from just a couple minutes ago. Evans fighting for it. Beniers line out there. There's a shot on goal, but easy pad save for Decord. Kings keeping the zone. Oh, a nice play there from Kakko to break up the pass. Get it across line. Here's Eberle in. Eberle. Are we getting any kind of penalty here? I don't think so. So Eberle, nice play there, and then just, yeah, there's nothing there. Couldn't really tell if his stick had gotten held back, but nope, that was just good. Well defended there by the two Kings players back. Catton losing that face-off to Byfield. Kings with possession across center ice. That'll be a clear dump in. Glove down by Fleury, who gets it up to Winterton. Winterton will dump that in. And going after it is Catton, with Winterton following up to help out. But the Kings have it back the other way. Here's the pass up. Well defended by Fleury. Into the offensive end. Fleury now without his stick will go collect it as the Kraken collect the puck. That's Shane Wright who got it out. And that will come down and just make it for icing. Just barely. Let's go Seahawks. Absolutely go Hawks. I was kidding, hoping not to have a close one tonight so I could relax more. I was kind of hoping to have a not close one tonight. Yeah. Well, unfortunately the Kings and Kraken seem to only play close ones, so that's is what it is. Okay, here we go. Oh, the Kings win the face-off, but a little bit too much. It's back across the Kraken blue line, and Catton will get off for a change, as well as Wright. Winterton still out there. Oh, no, Wright didn't get across. Who was that? Well, either way, Winterton out there, and the third forward is Cartier. Oh, glove down by Decord. How did he see that? Kings 37 shots on goal now. They are very well on their way to getting 40 plus. 27 for the Kraken. Oh, they just took one of them away. 36 shots on goal for the Kings, so we're headed in the right direction for the Kraken. But for Decord, still a very, very solid night right now. 34 saves on 36 shots. Bad bounce going off of his skate on the wraparound, but you know what? The Kraken can't complain after a couple good bounces of their own to score 2 of their goals. So, what do we have here? Early jump, new face-off. Oddly enough, my dad is a Seahawks fan as well. Well, that's good. As well he should be. Seahawks are the best team. Oh, we got a penalty. What did I miss? Oh, yep. Not supposed to do that. Yeah, you can't win the face-off with your glove. I understand the instinct, but that is that's the penalty there. So the Kraken, the power play, they win the face-off back. Riker Evans has it. Here's the shot. Read well and saved by Copley. Kraken power play looking strong tonight. They scored once so far, even with the break of the intermission. And that was a nice little play right there after winning the face-off. 7 seconds in, they've already gotten a good look. Honestly here, just killing 2... You'd love the power play goal, but just killing off 2 minutes helps quite a bit as well. With 6:12 left in the game and just 7 seconds off this Kraken power play, they win the second face-off back. But the Kings are... And that will... that'll even things up. Beniers is going to get called for a trip here. And we are going to go to 4-on-4. The Kraken need to touch this one up so that they will not have too much Kings power play to deal with on the other side. But Beniers to the box for a trip. Yeah. His stick just unfortunately got in between Byfield's legs. Yeah. Bad luck on that one. So, minute 38 of 4-on-4 is the face-off will be in the Kraken end. This is, yep. Benefits the Kings, more offense available at 4-on-4, and then they'll get a power play for, what, 22 seconds? All right, big face-off here. As you'd expect, Chandler Stevenson out to take it. We got Tolvin in, and then the other forward back for the Kraken, and then meanwhile Larson and Evans, the 2 defensemen. Evans with the puck, skating up with it 4-on-4, much more about possession, just like 3-on-3 in overtime. Rimmed along the boards, this is going to get to Larson. Larson back along the boards to the other side where I would imagine, yep, there's Evans. Evans, the shot will end up in the corner of the Kings with possession. The Kraken trying to make something happen there offensively. Aggressive call, but you know what? Take it, I suppose. Now the Kings into the offensive end. They'll circle with the puck as Kempe down around behind the net will look for some sort of wraparound opportunity. It's not there, so here comes Fiala around the other side. Fiala up, across. Nice little pass there on the move. The Kings continue to cycle. Puck is loose, but Doughty has it across. That'll be offside. Just across the blue line goes the puck. Clark brings it back in, and that... prediction for the win? Well, I mean, right now it looks good for the Kraken, but could go either way still. Could go either way. I'm going to say Kraken because I don't want to bet against them, and they got the lead. Do they get an empty... I think the question then is just, do they get an empty netter or make it 4-2? I'm going to say 3-2. I'm going to say we don't get another goal in this game, but we'll see. Kraken will win guarantee. That's the attitude we like. Cryptonomics. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Jumping in here for the last couple minutes of this Kings-Kraken game. The Kraken leading 3-2 off of a power play goal early on in the second, and then a couple of fluky goals later on in the second. The Kings have scored 2 unanswered, though. They got one pretty much immediately after the Kraken took the 3-1 or the 3-0 lead, and then they recently just got one on a wraparound chance nearing the middle part of this third period. I just put 400 down. That's a lot. Do I get a cut of that if you win? I'm just kidding. Because I don't want any of it. Let's see here. How are things going in while we're at commercial here? All right, looks like the Torrent are going to come away with a 2-1 win in Seattle over Montreal. 30 seconds left. One last little push here for the Torrent as the commercial break finishes up between Kings and Kraken. Seattle with possession. They'll get it out. Dumped back in. Seems like a whistle of some kind has occurred. 23 seconds remain, and we'll just go back to Kraken. Kraken Kings. Face off outside the Kraken end. One back by the Kraken. It's Lindgren with the puck. He'll throw it up to Tolvanen. Tolvanen cross center ice. Across to Stevenson. Stevenson in with the puck. Looks for someone to pass to. Tolvanen takes a spill behind the net. But the Kraken still with it. Larson, a shot is deflected on the way. Well high and up off the boards. Tolvanen fights for it. Down behind the net with Kempe, it looks like. Maybe that was Doughty. Hard to tell. 9 and 8 look very similar on these Kings jerseys with the far away. I think it was Kempe as he's out there now with the puck in the Kraken end. Nice play by Stevenson. He will not be able to get across for any kind of breakaway at the end of that shift, but he is able to dump it down on net to prevent any kind of icing. And with 10 seconds left at 4-on-4, the Kings will get about, I think it's 22 seconds of power play time. So the Kraken would do well here to get either a clear or possession, and that's into the netting. So that will give the Kings a face-off in the Kraken end with a little bit of power play, I think. Or maybe that was the Kings power play. That might have been the Kings power play. Couple shots to the face, and we've gone final. Gone final in Seattle as there's some heated words between Montreal and Seattle in the PWHL game where the Torrent have won 2-1. Kraken need to hold on for my bet. Appreciate the super chat there. Kraken are holding on. Let's get this. That face-off was one back, but it looks like a false start, so we're going to get a new face-off. Let's go, Torrent, says Chris. Absolutely. .350 left. The Kraken leading by 1, 3-2. Shots on goal 36-28 favoring the Kings. As this face-off in the Kraken end is one back by Beniers. Alexiak with it. He will get it up and out. Past everybody. As Kopitar goes to get it. Circling behind the Kings net. He's going to pass that off to Doughty. Doughty is going to fall over. Oh, and Beniers intercepts the pass that was meant for Kakko in on the breakaway. The Kings will now have it the other way. Beniers trying to do the right thing. Might have kind of done a little bit too much there. That's all right, though. Kings kind of clear it there on a, I don't know, shot or pass attempt. One way or the other, they clear it themselves. So good clear there by the Kings to get it out of the Kraken end. With 3 minutes left in the third period, all eyes now will shift to Copley, and when the Kings decide to pull him to try and get the extra skater out there. That puck in the neutral zone in the feet of Doughty. Kuzmenko will get it down into the Kraken end. Fought for behind the Kraken net. The Kings do come away with it. Shot on, an easy save for Decord to make. The Kraken can get it across the blue line. Dumoulin has it for the Kings as he passes it up, but coming back the other way, now it's Dumoulin. In across the blue line. Brought down by Alexiak. Fought for in the corner. Larson, Alexiak, the defenseman for the Kraken. Beniers, Tolvanen, and Goudreau, the forwards. Bit of a hodgepodge of players here. Beniers centering what is normally Stevenson's line. As Tolvanen and Goudreau will get off, that will bring on Kakko and Eberle. Byfield with the puck. We're now at 2 minutes left. Glove down and sent out by, I believe that was Lindgren. Kopitar with the puck. Throws it back. Dumoulin surveys in the neutral zone. Kakko, good forecheck. Forces it back. Byfield, back to Dumoulin. Dumoulin throws it up. That's in. Here comes Byfield on the forecheck. But Lindgren gets it, and there goes Copley. With 1:37 left, the net is empty. The Kings do keep it in the offensive end, but it's a hand pass that keeps it in, so we'll get a face-off outside the Kraken blue line. Will that bring Copley back in net? I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. The Kraken, who have lost 17 straight second half of back-to-back games, are 1 minute and 33 seconds away from breaking up that streak and getting their third win in a row here in California before the Christmas break. Copley is back in net, but as soon as this gets into the Kraken end, as it does, he will head to the bench as he does. Kopitar holding it along the boards. The Kraken will be okay with that. And here it is, chipped out by Tolvanen, but not very far. The Kings across. That looked offside. It was. And with 1:03 left, we'll get another face-off outside the Kraken blue line, and I will believe Copley back in net, since that's what they did the last time that was a face-off in that area. A face-off win here for the Kraken would keep Copley in net for a little bit, and that would be helpful. 63 seconds left to kill for the Kraken here. Of course, an empty net goal would also work. All right, there goes Copley. Kings winning the face-off. Byfield breaks his stick. He'll have to head to the bench. It's 5-on-5 for a second here. The Kraken get it across the blue line. Here's Kakko with the puck. Nope, not quite with it. Byfield, the new stick, sends it back, and here is Kempe coming through center ice. He'll work his way around Eberle, get in, looks for a pass. He'll just send it off the boards under or behind the net. Kopitar down to Fiala. Fiala back up to Kopitar. Kopitar to Fiala. It's high slot to Doughty. Hack and whack time out in front of the net. It's Chaos Fiala. Here's Kopitar with it. Shot. Off the crossbar, stays out. It's coming all the way back. 10 seconds remain. A shot does end up on net from the center ice with 3 seconds. It's just held in the corner. The Kraken will ice this one away. They have won 3-2 in regulation. The Kraken get their third consecutive win, and for the first time in well over a year, win a second half of a back-to-back. 3 straight wins for the Kraken after a truly miserable stretch of games between Thanksgiving and right before Christmas here. A miserable month of games from the end of November through the first few weeks of December. They get 3 wins coming out of that here to head into the Christmas break. Fiala inches away from tying it in the final seconds. But it's off the crossbar and out as the Kraken survive. 3 straight wins in California will take them to a 3-day Christmas break before another back-to-back on the other side. Thanks for the $80. You got it. Christmas came early. That's Kraken hockey, baby, says Chris. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for keeping me updated. Just wondering, $300 bet on a $300 bet. Absolutely. Funk down. I'm glad to hear you got the win there. You always like people winning their bets. Appreciate the super chat. Let's go. Thanks for the stream. God bless. Have a Merry Christmas. Go Hawks. Go Kraken. You too, Chris. Appreciate it. And actually, that reminds me, I'll get the Patreon post going here. And thank you, everybody, for joining here. Definitely had a big surge there towards the end of this game, so I appreciate everyone for hopping in. Kings Kraken, as the Kraken take this one 3-2, and well, apparently they just needed to bounce off the bottom of the standings because they hit the bottom of the standings and have won 3 straight since getting there. So who knows? 3-0 in the post-Marchment era after that Marchment trade. Wow, what a win and what a sweep. Has the Kraken, or have the Kraken ever done this on the road before? In California? I would have to imagine that they've swept, although I don't know if they've had, I don't know how many times they've had all 3 California teams straight in a row. I know they get LA, usually they get LA and Anaheim together at least once in a season, but they don't always get San Jose with them. I mean, the thing is, San Jose and Anaheim have been so bad for the last few years and the Kraken play the Kings pretty well, so I would have to imagine that they've done it, but I mean, not a ton of chances, so maybe they haven't. Don't know off the top of my head, though. I mean, obviously we know about the big win road trip where they won like 8 in a row on the road, but that was through like Eastern Canada and the Northeast. So let's get Patreon started here. Patreon post up. I made some good money tonight on NHL and NBA games. Well, good for you. Glad to hear it. I have to say, I mean, NBA seems like a safer one. NHL seems stressful to bet on, but sorry, 1 second here. Just gotta get the Patreon post for the 3 stars for the R&R posted. But a big win there for the Kraken as they stay cool. Stay cool, calm, and collected. All right, there we go. Got the Patreon posted. So we'll close this one out here in just the last little bit. But the Kraken, as we quickly recap things here, come away with 3-2 win in regulation. 3 straight wins here, like I said, sweeping the California teams, winning in San Jose, and then back-to-back in Anaheim and LA here before the Christmas break, coming off of one of the more miserable stretches of Kraken games that they really have throughout their history. So a good way to go into the break. For the Kraken, it's their first back-to-back, second half of a back-to-back win this game against LA. Second half of a back-to-back, their first win in a game like that in 18 attempts, well over a year since the Kraken had won on the second half of a back-to-back. They get that done. Goals for the Kraken started in the second period. Is the fourth straight game we had a scoreless first period, but then the Kraken get it started on the power play to start the second. Beniers finding Eberle all alone next to the net. Eberle does the rest. Then the Kraken would get 2 more goals at 5-on-5 and just strange bounces. You get a Freddie Gaudreau goal where he just kind of flips one towards the net. I think it might have gone off of the stick of a Kings player as well, but a very harmless, fluttering shot that just is handled poorly by Copley. I don't know if it knuckled on him weird. Who knows what happened, but ends up going off the heel of his glove and then bouncing between his legs and into the net behind him. So the Kraken, fortunate to be up 2-0 there, would also get a fortunate bounce a few minutes later when back-to-back 2-on-1 chances. The second one will score as Ben Myers tries to force a pass across at the last second to, again, Freddie Gaudreau. The pass doesn't get across, but it does block or does deflect off the stick of the one defenseman back and then through the legs of Copley, who tries to get across for the pass. So unfortunate bounce there for Copley that ends up past him to give the Kraken the 3-1 lead. The Kings would pretty much immediately score on a bad turnover by Mahura that leads to a Fiala goal. And then in the third, they're able to get one more on a wraparound from Kuzmenko, but can't finish it to tie the game as the Kraken take this one in regulation. So thank you very much for joining for this stream. I'll hang out for, we'll call it 1 or 2 more minutes to see if there's any more comments. Just a couple more minutes here. And if not, then wish everybody happy holidays. And yeah, fun way to go into it. 3-0 in streams. So we're, hey, 3-0-0 in these streams so far this season. Guess I should, yeah. Oh, man. Big win. Big win. I mean, with how tight things are in the standings, I still don't believe this team is destined for the playoffs. But, you know, they're at least within a few, like, more points. They're a few points now. Next we can do, while I wait for any last comments or questions or anything here, we can do a quick rundown of other NHL action on the night. Not that you couldn't look it up on yourself or on your own, but the Leafs beat the Penguins 6-3 in the Dubas Bowl. Red Wings beat the Stars in overtime 4-3. Rangers all over the Capitals, scoring 5 in the third period to win that one 7-3. The Canadiens 6-2 over Boston with 4 in the third. I have to imagine some empty netters involved in some of that. No, maybe not with 4-goal wins. Sabres 3-2 in overtime over the Senators. Devils fall 2-1 to the Islanders on the island. Panthers 5-2 with all 5 goals coming in the third period for Florida to beat the Hurricanes. So some big scoring third periods. Predators in overtime 3-2 over the Wild, as the Predators have started to heat up here a little bit and get back to NHL 500. The Flyers 3-1 over the Blackhawks. Avalanche with 1 goal. It's the only one of the game. It comes in the second period. And that will win them that game, with the Oilers winning the Battle of Alberta 5-1 over the Flames. And the Sharks give up 5 in the first period to the Golden Knights and end up falling 7-2. Kraken finishing that out 3-2 over the Kings. So that's your score rundown right there. And with that, thank you once again, everybody, for joining for the stream. And hopefully see you in the R&R here tomorrow. And yeah, otherwise, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you got going on the next few days. Hope it's a good few days, and we'll be back with more Kraken hockey at home, so I won't be streaming, but more Kraken hockey, another back-to-back in a few days' time. Until then, stay safe out there, be good to each other. God bless, and go Kraken. End the stream, and we'll, yeah, end it.